Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to IVS 2022 warm-up, the online technical conference preparing to IVS 4th edition. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. Let me introduce myself. I am Virginia, one of VALVEcampus organizer. The topic of today's presentation is QUADAX Top Entry butterfly valves with low fugitive emission and improved cryogenic sealing technology in server thermal cycle and endurance test. The last minute of presentation will be the question and answer part. Please write your question in the chat box. It's now my pleasure to present Patrick Hofacker, Managing Director at QUADAX Zero Leakage Butterfly Valves for Server Service. Thank you so much and have a good presentation. Patrick, you can start.
So, hello everyone. Today I'm presenting the topic QUADAX Top Entry butterfly valves with low fugitive emissions and an improved cryogenic sealing technology in severe thermal cycle and endurance test. I'm happy to have this opportunity today and thanks to IVS Industrial Valve Summit that I have the chance to do this presentation even when it's now virtually. But better than nothing, we hope to see us all soon in a real conference and can have conversations. But for now, it's a good way to stay connected and to present current developments and topics. My name is Patrick Hofacker. I am Managing Director at QUADAX in Germany. I do have a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Economics, and I work since around about 12 years now in the valve industry. Yeah, QUADAX for offset butterfly valve is a German company. We are located in Feuchtenberg, which is a little village in southwest of Germany, and we do belong to a bigger group which is called the Mueller Group, a company that has a tradition of more than 60 years now with valves for a lot of applications, and especially in high pressure applications. And you can see the picture of the plant here in the valley on the right side here. So with this slide, I thought about how can I give you a visual impression of the Mueller Group, and thought the best way is to just show you the image video. So I hope you got a nice impression of the Mueller Group, and I think you saw that we have a very high vertical integration in our production. We do a lot of things by our own. That's the only way we can control the highest quality, which is our aspiration, because we deliver valves for the most extreme and demanding applications, and the safety aspect is on top of everything. So our strategy is clear to say we have a centralized production where we can keep every single quality step and production step under control. This doesn't mean that we are not global and worldwide, which you can see on this slide. So even if we are very centralized from a production standpoint, we do have these days more than 5 subsidiaries globally in the USA, in Singapore, in the UK, in Spain, Italy, now also in the Netherlands, and we are present in more than 28 countries with long-term partners, distribution companies that are working with us very closely. Yeah, so now you get an overview over the company, and now we come into the technical topics: design, construction principles, and then sealing technology, which is the big point of this presentation. But yeah, with this slide, I want just to give you an overview of the evolution of butterfly valves, starting from centric to single offset valves, which are mainly ball valves, not butterfly valves. And then the double offset butterfly valves were developed, and then latest triple offset butterfly valves. And now Quadrax is coming to the market and saying they have a 4 offset butterfly valve. So a lot of people are asking what is behind this 4th offset, and that this is what I quickly want to explain, so I don't jump over every of those steps, but I want to show you the difference between the triple offset valves and the 4 offset valves, because at the end this is a big factor on this improved sealing technology that Quadrax has. So the conventional triple offset valves, and this is what you can see here, there is a round output cone which is here turned to the outside, and I show you with this little red tool here that the clue of the triple offset valve is that we have one side a straight side on the sealing area and one side an angle side, and that was the very clever development that made it possible to construct or design a butterfly valve with totally metal to metal sealing, and therefore butterfly valves were able to go into higher demands, higher temperature ranges, and higher pressure ranges, which was not possible before. These applications were solved with gate valves or ball valves and not with butterfly valves. But butterfly valves have the advantage of being very compact and coming to bigger sizes, also less cost intensive. So this was a very interesting development of coming into higher demands. But how did Quadrax come to the point to say we develop a 4 offset butterfly valve? Yeah, the reason of innovation is always identifying problems and trying to solve them. And the core problem was that we talked with a lot of customers in the cryogenic applications, and they had issues with triple offset valves leaking in cryogenic conditions, or mainly with high delta T values from ambient to cryogenic state, and this quite a lot of times. So we thought about that problem, and we thought about why does this happen, and our finding was that the triple offset valves work with an elliptical seat and sealing geometry, and therefore the material thickness all around are not the same. And this means when we have high delta T's, the material is shrinking and expanding not exactly in the same dimensions and directions, and therefore it comes to leakage. So the goal of our innovation department, R&D department at the Mueller Group was to design a butterfly valve which keeps the structure of one side straight, say one side an angle side, to reduce the friction to almost zero, but also have a totally round sealing geometry to have the same wall thickness all around, and to be able to use totally round Inconel O-rings and sealing technologies. And yeah, and Quadrax did thought about this, and so here's a video that shows you exactly this topic with a cone, that Quadrax had the clue of using an elliptical output cone and cut this elliptic output cone under a specific angle. And then we received this totally round geometry by still having one side a straight side and one side an angled side. Yeah, so what are the advantages of this round ceiling geometry? Higher CV values, totally friction-free design, lower driving forces, and therefore lower actuation, which is possible. And the result is that, we have the highest tightness. We can work in extreme conditions. We have a homogeneous expansion and shrinking of the sealing material. We have the lowest leakage rate on the market with butterfly valves. We have the highest safety, and we do have a very cost-effective valve. To show you the official tightness ratings here quickly, we have the ISO standard 5208 or EN 12266-1. We do have the API 598. We do have the ANSI classes. And Quadrax complies with the highest standards. So on the ISO side, we are rate A, no visual detectable leakage for the duration of the test. Or looking onto the ANSI side, we are even better than Class 6 because Class 6 is still allowing some sort of leakage. And to give you some input that the design is proven and it's not only theoretical input, I wanted to present you a success story of the biggest LNG terminal in Europe, because they literally had those issues with triple offset side entry valves that were leaking due to the cryogenic state and mainly due to the delta T, so to the cycling between minus 196 and ambient temperature. The customer required 42 cryogenic top entry valves, class 150 rated, sizes from DN80 to DN900, or 3-inch to 36-inch. And the best way to show you this top entry design and which application and what are the advantages and about our testing, I show you our latest video for these cryogenic top entry valves. Here we go.
Quadrax, made for the extreme. Outperforming top entry valves for LNG. Natural gas is often described as the cleanest fossil fuel. Therefore, the demand for LNG and its importance is steadily increasing for many countries that want additional sources for their energy supply. At LNG terminals, the imported liquid natural gas is unloaded from gas tankers in special berthing facilities at a temperature of minus 162 degrees Celsius and stored in large LNG storage tanks. Before it is delivered to the transmission network, the liquefied gas is smoothly warmed up and transformed into gaseous state. The valves are critical components at each stage of this process. The regulatory requirements are stringent, focusing on the specifications for welding connections in the pipelines. Cryogenic and high-temperature welded valves must be designed to enable maintenance of the internal components without removing the valve body from the line. Two solutions are available. Side entry design. Maintenance is difficult for sizes below DN300 12-inch. For large sizes, maintenance personnel have to enter the line to replace sealing components. The shaft bearings cannot be replaced without removing the body from the pipeline. Here, the trim cannot be extracted. Extraordinary safety measures have to be put in place. Safety first with a QUADAX Top Entry butterfly valve. The central top flange can be removed and an efficient replacement of all parts including shaft bearings is possible in a safe environment, and easy access for service personnel is facilitated regardless of valve size. The QUADAX Top Entry butterfly valve is more compact and lighter compared to other valve types such as gate valves or ball valves. A drastic reduction in weight, especially for larger sizes and valves with higher pressure ratings, allows for simplification of the entire piping system and a subsequent reduction in the costs associated with piping supports. In contrast to the elliptical sealing geometry of a triple offset butterfly valve, the QUADAX has a completely round seal. Because of this innovative valve design, the QUADAX valve has the following benefits: higher CV values, total round tightness seat, friction-free, has no wear on the sealing area during the closing movement, and a homogeneous expansion and shrinking of the sealing materials. This is the reason why QUADAX is the most suitable design to handle easily extreme delta T and keep the tightness longer. QUADAX outperformed in the most demanding test on the LNG market, which was based on the requirements of Europe's biggest LNG import terminal. The end user stipulated a test with 10 thermal cycles, combined with an endurance test with 500 mechanical switches. To meet this requirement, a QUADAX 4-offset butterfly valve with the specifications DM 500mm, ANSI class 150 was tested at the ITIS test laboratory in the Netherlands. The test institute ITIS BV certified that the seat leakage never exceeded the low value of 590 milliliters per minute, and after 500 cycles, zero leakage at all was detected. The fugitive emissions were well below the norm and hardly measurable. The benefits in a nutshell: 100% tightness, higher CV values, meets international standards for approval, wide temperature range, reduced maintenance costs, safety for your staff, lowest fugitive emission on the market, lighter and more compact. The QUADAX 4-offset butterfly valve excelled in the most rugged test in the market, outperforming industrial standards requirements, providing clear evidence of its quality and reliability in LNG installations. Our innovative butterfly valves are produced in state-of-the-art, fully equipped 5-axis machining facilities. Quality, expertise and experience are the hallmarks of our production process to bring you products that are 100% made in Germany. QUADAX Top Entry butterfly valve with zero leakage in severe thermal cycle and endurance tests.
So welcome back after this top entry video. I hope this gave you a very good insight about the top entry valve, the sealing technology, the testing, the results, and everything. Now 2 slides that are just underlining and summarizing what was shown already in the video. And this is that QUADAX really had the best values of leakage, looking on those 10 thermal cycles that we were going through from ambient to minus 196 10 times. We never exceeded those very low values that you can see here on this side, and here you see the leakage rate which was allowed, and this shows our very, very proven design of cryogenic sealing technologies. The same thing here in the endurance test. You can see here on this slide the leakage rates, and you can see here on top the maximum allowable seat leakage rate according BS-C 4 for a DN500 valve. And you can see that the QUADAX valves on the mechanical switches test were far below the limits, and at the end, zero leakage was detected at all, which was the best results that was ever achieved from a cryogenic butterfly valve. Here's some pictures of the testing in the Netherlands. And here a quick overview over our sealings, because we talk about sealing technologies here. Quadrax uses for standard seal, we use laminated graphite or laminated stainless steel, depending on the application. And sometimes we have customer specific or designed sealing technologies, usually for the highest demands and also for these cryogenic applications that we're talking about today. We do use the Inconel O-ring. We can go from minus 270 degrees C up to 800 degrees C, and we can work with very high delta T's. We also do have valves installed for liquid helium applications in the aerospace industry, where our valves work perfectly at these very, very low temperatures. Another design feature that helps us to go in these extreme or severe applications is the sealed bearing design. And with our sealed bearing design, we are able to handle higher pressure values, and we have less temperature limits than some competitors. Here to prove again our cryogenic sealing technology, we did perform another test for a big company that is building globally air separation units. And here you can see the exact same thing. It was a test according BS 6364, and Quadrax had zero leakage detected at this testing for this end user. So yeah, why Quadrax? Cryogenic sealing solution, cryogenic applications. What is the Quadrax solution finally? We do work with stainless steel, CF8M or CF3M materials, usually with welded valves, butt weld or top entry. We do have an Inconel O-ring sealing system, the packaging fixed on the top of the extension. The valves are oil and grease free assembled, and we do work with shaft extensions, customer defined, depending how far away we need to bring the actuator from the temperature or from the valve. And the main advantages are we do have a totally friction-free valve. We do have a homogeneous expansion and shrinking, even when it comes to high delta T values. The valve is basically maintenance-free, but even if a maintenance occurs, we do have free access to all internal parts very easily due to our top entry design. We do have the highest precision in manufacturing in Germany, which gives you safety and the highest quality levels, and we can reach applications with temperatures below minus 350 C, as we can show and prove with liquid helium applications in the aerospace industry. Yeah, a summary of the benefits of Quadrax valves. Due to our valve, you will have a increased operation safety. We can go work with extreme temperature ranges. Due to higher CV values and lower actuation, we can reduce the operating costs, and we have a superior and longer tightness and more safety. Here in quick overview over our product range, from lock and wafer version to butt weld, double flange, gate valve replacement. So this one was designed to replace a gate valve, and the end user does not have to do any modification on the pipe. And the latest development is our top entry valve for mainly cryogenic applications. Yeah, Quadrax, we do comply with the highest global quality standards, and I don't want to go into detail of all those norms and standards, but we do comply with the highest ones, as you can see here. And if there is something you cannot find on this slide, just simply get in contact with us or check out our website. Yeah, we talked a lot about cryogenic applications today. Quadrax is, of course, present in a lot of other applications with our valve. We do work in the power generation, in district heating, technical gases, oxygen applications in air separation units, thermosolar plants, LNG, LPG systems, refinery, petrochemicals, everywhere where we need safety in severe applications. And there, QUADAX is the best solution. Yeah, this was it from my side. Thank you very much for listening to my company overview, talking about our cryogenic sealing technology and our success story and our proven results. And I'm looking forward, of course, to see you next year in Bergamo, live at the conference, not here virtually. Yeah, I think now we do have a little Q&A session, but for the presentation, this was it from my side. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Patrick, where do you manufacture the QUADAX valves?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Virginia. As I stated at the beginning of my presentation, we do manufacture the valves 100% in Germany at our factory. The reason is, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is the only way how we can control every single step and have a 100% quality focus that brings us in the position to deliver the highest quality valves for the most severe services and the highest demands.
Patrick, what is the secret behind the furth offsets and why does the design principle give a better tightness?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Virginia. This is a very good question, but I don't think basically it's a secret because it is a clear design difference to the triple offset valve. We did improve the conventional TOV, that's all, for severe service applications by using an elliptical output cone instead of a round output cone, and cut this elliptical output cone under a specific angle. And with our VALVEcampus production center, we are able to produce this latest seed and sealing technology on the market to go into even higher and extremer applications than with conventional TOVs, with more safety and even improved and better performance to set the new state of the art.
Your next question is, how many references do you have in cryogenic application?
Well, we do have a lot of references in the cryogenic market because our valve was focusedly developed for cryogenic and severe applications. Our reason for innovation was that a lot of TOVs have issues in high delta T's or cryogenic applications. So from the beginning, we designed the valve with end users and EPCs that were focused on cryogenic. So yes, we do have a lot of references. I don't want to share now end user and EPC's name here at this stage, but if anyone is interested, he's always welcome to send me an email, to contact us, and we will share specific references in the industries.
Patrick, why are the valves such a critical component in a server service?
Well, the valves are controlling the flow and are always in contact with a different medias, and therefore they have to substand several pressures and temperatures and extreme conditions. And when it gets more and more extreme on temperature or pressure sides or particles or specific applications, it gets more and more tough. And sometimes when it comes to nitrogen or liquid helium, it gets more and more safety critical, and you can also not easily measure fugitive emissions with helium. So having valves that are 100% tight and safe and tested and proven is very important for EPCs and end users to have a safe plant, and it is also a big point for a greener planet, and to have less fugitive emissions, and therefore a better global CO2 footprint.
Thank you, Patrick, for your good presentation. The time is over.
Thank you.
I wish you all a very nice day. Bye-bye.